Okay, welcome to the Pro Brick exclusive YouTube channel with Reverend Dr. Jason W. Morrison, theologist. I don't practice as a reverend anymore. I threw in the towel. I didn't have the call. I believe my call left or something. I just didn't have the patience for it. But otherwise known as Pro Bricky, through our Pro Bricky Facebook page there. If you're ever interested in bricklaying and all that sort of thing. We put our videos on there as well because it helps tradies. But we show our work and everything there. It's a good page. Goes well. For instance, we've got lots of people coming in looking at our work. But let's get back to the video, guys, today. Let's see what's going on. I'm waiting for a guy to turn up for a date. He didn't show. Now, she ain't a bad looking bird. She's dolled herself up, but he hasn't shown, and this is happening to so many girls today. They're putting their hearts on the line, they're resetting themselves back to zero, because that's what you are when you come out of a relationship. You're at zero. It's just the way that it is, and every time you sleep with someone, you're at zero. Guys think that the more women they can sleep with, the better off they are. That's not true. You need to be accumulating wisdom and masculinity within yourself, not just spilling yourself out everywhere all over the place. And unfortunately, a lot of these girls are getting in with the wrong guys. They're attracted to them and they just bounce from one to the next. They get let down one after the other. They think this is the way it's supposed to go, and they just really, basically, they humiliate themselves. They haven't learned to introspect. They haven't learned to understand that this is a total display of disrespect towards them, and they seem to trauma bond these people. The more trauma you cause them, the more they bond to them. It's quite bizarre, really, but yeah, this girl's been let down big time, guys. I was going to finish filming after this date. I don't know what she was going to finish filming, but she's all on her own. Little tattoo there, guys, if you haven't noticed. And a lot of these girls are getting kicked to the curb and they don't know why. The reason being they're not listening, they're not being corrected, they're not being disciplined, they're just going on with their unresolved and ending up all on their own. If you haven't already, guys, subscribe, ring the bell, like, share and comment on the videos and channel, and let's see what's happening next. Here's another one. I got stood up on a date. Not a bad looking girl. Stripping down after the date, all on her own. And this is happening all the time, particularly she waited for hours. She waited for hours, and this is what they'll do. They'll drive long distances, they'll get rejected, all the rest of it. And these women have had good boyfriends. Don't underestimate that. They've had wonderful relationships, and they chuck or get kicked to the curb because they don't want to fix things or something. Or they've walked out on the boyfriend, or the boyfriend said, I don't want to see you anymore, for some silly, ridiculous reason that they haven't want to fix. And now their value's back to zero. This is what I say, zero. Remember? Your value goes back to zero. And we've got a video, relationship post-mortem. Unresolved rewards zero. You get nothing back for unresolved. And a lot of these girls are kicked to the curb. I really recommend you watch that video. It's a brilliant video, and we got some really good feedback on it. But here's another girl. She's a good-looking sort. She's been kicked to the curb, let down, and they haven't got answers for it. They're just playing Russian roulette with the world. And it's very unfortunate. It's very, very sad. Very, very sad, guys. And if we throw in a scripture, we see the scripture that says in 12:15, Proverbs 12:15, fools think their own way is right, but the wise listen to others. And this is where a lot of people are falling down. Fool thinks their own way is right, but wise people listen to others. And it's got a lot to do with who you listen to as well. There's a lot of people that are listening to the rubbish of people that have got no interest in their future or their relationship. They're getting bad advice off people that couldn't care less what happens to them or their friends. And fools think their own way is right. And I've run into so many of these fools, and you can't help them. You just have to let them go and let them listen to the advice of people that are fools. fools mix with fools, and they all just end up on their own and messed up. But anyway, guys, if you haven't subscribed, subscribe, ring the bell, like, comment, and share, and let's see what's going on. Even the older women, more so, get left sitting there, kicked to the curb, abandoned, not being treated properly. When you get all dressed up for a first date and he doesn't turn up, how do you think that feels? How does that, oh guys, I got no sympathy for these women, because she's put herself back to zero. She's probably listened to the fools that we saw in the Proverbs here. Fools think their own way is right. These people are running around at a reset of zero. They've got no comprehension that when you end up in unresolved, you go back to zero. It's happening all over the place, guys, and these women are stubborn. They think that the next guy will work out, or they've got lust and they want to go and get banged by a new bloke, and it just leaves them disappointed. You can't see the condition of these people internally, all their stubbornnesses and inabilities to want to fix things that they clearly know they need to correct, and they just go on to the next bloke because they don't have to deal with the issues with the next bloke. They can hide their issues, but you never get away from the things you have to face. And of course, it's just a matter of time, and they end up on their own again, going through this. He doesn't turn up. You try not to cry as you message your guy, best friend, a firefighter. Oh, really? Yeah, it looks that way. And he immediately replies, the guy's an idiot, where are you? This is the best friend. I'm still at the restaurant, do you think I should leave? See, they've got other people involved. They don't know how to make decisions for themselves. They're completely lost in limbo. This isn't uncommon, viewers. This is happening all over the place through the dating sites. People are getting abused. They're getting mistreated. They're getting neglected, and they're trusting themselves to people they don't even know. And they're getting ran through and then kicked to the curb, and their values just going down, 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 past zero into deficit. And the next thing they're all medicated, they're on drugs, they're just washing over the things that they need to address to become better with themselves, with psychedelics and alcohol and dope and all that rubbish. And you can't see this on the surface, but this is what's going on. They're all medicated and messed up. I'm coming to get you. This is the best friend. Don't let him ruin your night. In other words, the best friend's going to come and he'll probably give her a bang for the night. I know that sounds rude, but this is how it all works out. A lot of these women become lesbians in the end. They get tired of it. It's just easier to meet some woman that's as messed up and as frustrated as what she is, and they just waste time together and think everything's all right, and just cancerize and manifest their unresolved with each other, whinging and carrying on. It's really ridiculous, guys. I got no sympathy for them. Well, we'll see what's happening on the next one. Let's have a look. Never leave a man because he's not the way you want. Never leave a man because he's not the way you want. Let's see what happens here. Gosh, guys, this is unbearable. I'm getting a headache. So just go back to zero. Just go back to zero. Just go back to zero. This is what they're encouraging each other to do. But you shouldn't be with a guy in the first place that it's not who you want. But this is the guessing game. See how it's all a big guessing game, and they're just taking their chances with the next one, with the next one. But a lot of the time, guys, the problem's lying within themselves, and they're not looking in the mirror at what they might need to fix. And as this scripture says, fools think their own way is right. See, what is really, why would you listen to a woman like this? Where's she getting her life values from? What's she building her life values from? Like, a lot of these women just think, oh, well, the more men I get, the better I'll be. But it's not true. They end up with everybody's DNA running around inside them. They've lost their identity. They've got all sorts of personalities running around inside their psyche from people they don't know. It's really quite sad, guys. By the multitudes, these women are really destroying themselves psychologically. And as I said, they're all medicated or on one form of drug or another. And it's really, really sad. Well, well, I don't know about this. What's this now? What sort of malarkey is this? But guys, this is what it's like out there. These women are just getting tossed to and fro like a boat in a storm. And this mentality that you should accept it, good luck with that. Good luck with your mental health with that. You can't get into a mental health facility within 6 weeks. They're totally booked out everywhere. They're making a fortune out of these victims of the dating websites. People are getting, and as a matter of fact, my daughter's a policewoman, and a lot of these women get assaulted. There's a lot of men. That one bloke, she said, being stabbed by some woman. It's a mess that people are getting more hurt and more hurt and more hurt, and they think it's a joke. A lot of them have all had good relationships and they've been misled. As the proverb says, fools think their own way is right, but the wise listen to others. These people aren't listening to anybody. They're listening to their children, a lot of them, who's not going to like anyone anyway. These single mothers are just getting in all sorts of trouble all over the place. And their children, actually, my ex-wife, the last one, I had to tell her to leave with a dysfunctional, selfish, infantile, 20-something-year-old son. Oh, they were all cocky when everything was falling to pieces. And I just watched what was going on. And I went for my exercise the other day and she was parked in the car park, actually across from where my grandson lives. I didn't know there's a psychologist inside the building or something. And I quickly said hello. How are you? Oh, my son. I said, what are you doing here? She's hanging around the train station. Oh, my son's in at the psychiatrist or the psychologist. And I thought, he's still going through all this. And, they don't move on, guys. Don't think that the grass is greener on the other side for these women that don't resolve anything and you have to kick them to the curb. No, they're just winging it through life. They don't want to improve. They would have improved with you if that's what they really wanted in life, but they're settling for dysfunction. They're settling for meandering to adult children. They're settling for drugs and alcohol and all this other stuff. And while you're growing wiser and stronger and building your character and your strength, even as an older man, like honestly, guys, it's never been a better time to be an older man. These young blokes are weak. They're parentified. They rely on their mothers for everything. I'm telling you, it's this isn't a handful of people. I'm talking about hundreds of thousands. Not necessarily, guys. No, definitely. This is the malarkey that they're all trying to teach each other. There's no structure. There's no substance. There's no. What are they building their lives on? What they're trying to think. If I got a girl coming over, and this happens all the time, because I'm 57-year-old and relatively strong for my age, and I shouldn't really be on my own. I should be happily married and settled, but that didn't work out for me. I meet these women and you can see all their troubles and everything, and they're trying to ignore it and they think you can't notice. And you're sitting there and you're going, all you have to do is fix a couple of little things and everything will be okay. But no, they just meander on in their lost dysfunction and they think everything's all right. And you're just sitting there going, oh, goodness gracious. And you can lead them and guide them and nurture them and love them and stuff, but it really makes no difference. They're going to meander on in their dysfunction. See, if somebody shows up and they've had sex with somebody the night before and you don't want them to turn up that way and you just think, well, that's not true. Can you see the delusion in this mentality, guys? It's pretty delusional. Okay, so if a guy turns up with a cowboy hat on, a pair of boots, and a used condom in his pocket, you're supposed to stand there and think that that's not real and that's the reality. Can you see? Can you see how? Oh my goodness, guys! Can you see the delusion in society today? They're trying everything they can to get it right, and they just can't because they've got no structure. What are you building your life on? Wisdom or foolishness, or just the idealisms of these people? Fools think their own way is right, but the wise listen to others. Look, the only way that works is the old-fashioned ways of morals and integrity. The people that have got strong marriages have value for each other beyond all this. All we like sheep have gone astray mentality. They've all gone astray. I know women that stand firm on their dysfunction and they think everything's going to be all right. And they turn back to their default, and we know where that ends up, don't we? Just, they don't care. And you need to watch this video, Relationship Postmortem, Unresolved Rewards Zero. It's a brilliant presentation. It'll change your life. But let's get to the end of this, guys. No, that's just normal because they don't want you. They're not interested in you. They're going through the numbers to try and find someone with some brains and some character and moral. But unfortunately, and this is what we've all got to realise and accept, these people are all taken. If you're out in the dating market, you're out with the wolves. Your life's gone wrong. It's gone wrong and it's going to be really hard to correct it. I'm telling you, you got no idea. These people are unresolved. No, that's human nature, guys. I've just come out of a relationship where I had 3 goes with this woman, and she just kept going back to her default. Now, I've got a video on this, and this is what she's talking about. People have got a default. When things aren't being resolved, people go back to their default. It might be drugs, it might be, sleeping around, it might be all self-destructive stuff, of course, where they hide it underneath. But you need to watch this video on the channel. Please not my default. Please not my default. It's absolutely amazing, guys. It really has helped a lot of people. And this is what you need to be getting into. This rubbish and malarkey, mate, stay away from it. Don't listen to it. She's saying all this because it's happening to her. All this stuff that she's trying to rescue these people from, guys, is happening to her. And she's trying to justify herself by trying to help others, and she's just not going to. You cannot assume anything with somebody. You have to take things at face value and believe it. If another guy says he's sleeping with other women, he's sleeping with other women. And if you want to lower your standards and damage yourself more, well, yeah, just ignore it and let him bang you and kick you to the curb until he's ready to come around again. It happens all the time, guys. And these are the worst ones for it, the women. Oh, they turn up, man. I've had women say to me, oh, as the minute I saw you, I knew I was going to spend the rest of my life with you. And I just listen to it and go, oh, yeah, righto, we'll see. And underneath I'm going, we'll see. And you start the journey. And it's exactly what she's saying. As time wears away, out comes the issues and everything else and all the immaturities and the habits and the medications and the drugs and all the rest of it, the children. And then you're standing there and you're going, can I really believe what this, no, you can't believe what that person's saying. You know, they'll say, oh, I love you, and they got no clue where you're at within yourself and how they're treating you in the relationship. Oh, guys, it's a mess out there. You have to really have your wits about you. No, I wouldn't go near her content. I'm sorry, I don't know who you are, but I would not go near it. Fools think their own way is right, but the wise listen to others. She'll end up on her own, guys, kicked to the curb, and all the rest of it, and her content will equal nothing. This is Pro Bricky, the Pro Bricky exclusive channel with Reverend Dr. Jason W. Morrison. I'll catch you on the next one, guys.